So you can see that log search is living to its expectations, whereby we're able to provide that concierge feel to your hotel search. In this example here, for the set duration and the city of New York, it says, hello, I've found some great hotel options for your stay in the New York City from October 31st to November 3rd, 2025. While I don't have specific pricing information in pounds, I can tell you about some of the available choices. The Western New York at Times Square offers a prime location in the heart of the city. If you are looking to explore a different neighborhood, the Aloft Harlem provides a unique option. For those preferring a midtown location, the Holiday Inn Express Midtown West could be a good fit. Unfortunately, I don't have information about indoor pools for these hotels, but each offers its unique experience or advantages in terms of location and amenities. So you can see that there's a wraparound which provides that human touch to the options which you've been provided in relation to the LLM responding. So the next step essentially will be to resolve the issue around currency, or basically the price being available for non-London searches, as well as making sure that the budgeting filter is actually functional. So we need to do some maths around that. So let me just put in another city and we'll see how that goes. What city will I put? Let's see. City. Thinking of cities to enter. I don't have all the cities predefined. Let's see Amsterdam. Whether Amsterdam is one of them. Ooh, Amsterdam is there. I found some great hotel options for your stay in Amsterdam for the set duration. We have 3 hotels to consider. Double 3 Amsterdam Central, Hotel Cornelis, and Chariot Hotel. All 3 are located in the Amsterdam area, but specific amenities and star ratings aren't provided. Unfortunately, I don't have the pricing information in British pounds for these hotels. Each hotel has a unique location, with Doubletree being the most central. While I can't offer more details about features or services, I recommend checking their websites or contacting them directly for more information to help you make the best choice for your trip. This is unbelievable. It's basically phenomenal in terms of the manner in which it responds to the search, and is not deterministic. You can see that there is a change of language, a change of tone, is non-deterministic in terms of the responses we are getting based on the searches. Although we have the other occasion whereby we have the fallback narrative when for some strange reason the model is not responding. Thank you. So the whole idea here is to aim to resolve issues with price unavailability. I think what's happening is because we've sort of enforced GPP, pound sterling, that particular the prices gets dropped out on rendering to the front end. So we're going to aim to resolve that in this particular exercise. Thank you. So some of the files we need to tinker with is the request to the Amadeus API. So here we will need to sort of update some of the variables in relation to the request currency. So I'm going to be introducing this on the logger as one of the first items here. That's the first point I'm doing. Okay, and that's fine. And I think there are a few helpers. I'm going to update one of the helpers. I think it's to do with best total or something. So I'm going to update that. Okay. So this particular helper, best total offers, I'm going to remove it completely, and I introduce two more helpers in its place. The rationale behind this is that this particular helper wants GPP, and then it silently drops non-GPP offers, as you can rightly see. So these helpers work with any currency. What I'm going to be introducing is going to work with any currency, including GPP, when we force it to happen. So I'm going to remove this and simply introduce that. I can make a mental image of that. Okay. And the other bit I need to do is to ensure that Amadeus gets the requested currency in British sterling by default. So under parameters base, I'm going to remove underscore base. Okay. So we have currency is currency. I'm going to remove that. And why am I doing this? So this is to keep the local variable currency, whatever that could be, or whether it's GPP for login purposes, but it no longer controls the requests. So because currency underscore request underscore currency does. Remember, we included it at the very top. So when hotels underscore currency is equal to GPP, Amadeus will convert the prices into GPP for all destinations. If you later set it to empty, you get local currencies. So it is all taking, disabling the flag or putting flags around this particular constants. And that allows for that particular functionality. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove this. And, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Maybe okay, I'll just remove it for now. And I also need to put the if request currency there. I'll just add this new if statement and ensure that the indentation is well aligned. Okay. Okay, I think everything to do with the Amadeus changes have now been completed. So there's still a lot of surgical work to do to the provider Amadeus PY. We're going to remove this particular piece of code here in relation to total, equal best total offer list, etc. And the rationale behind this is to the idea is that we're not exposing estimated price to be like a generic currency with hotels underscore currency is equal to GPP. Currency will now be GPP. So when we put in other cities, we're going to be getting GPP returned per se. So that's the idea behind that. So we're not going to be getting those price unavailability anymore. So let's see. Let's add that. Put this. Make sure the indentation is okay. It makes a whole bunch of difference. Now the syntax has to be aligned. Okay. Then there is estimate price underscore price. Okay. So we are removing the GPP. And we're going to be adding another line around currency. Currency. We're going to be looking at the sorting. So card sorts. We know that the field name changed to estimate price as opposed to GPP. So we're going to be removing the GBP instance. It's all logical at the end of the day. Making the logic to be consistent. And that's done. There's also a need to update the hotel card type. So in the class hotel card, let's see. Hotel card. We need to remove the GPP and simply include. I think what I should have actually done was to allow the GBP and simply add the other price, but that's fine. So this is, I'll just put a comment there. What did I do now? I'm going to add currency as a line item. Optional. Claims is a string. So the rationale behind these changes is that typing matches the new response. So I've found this block and I basically changed it to this, and the rationale behind this is to prevent unnecessary crashes to do with key errors. For instance, when we set hotels to currency, meaning we are not forcing a currency, you don't need to add currency to the parameter underscore base. So in the old SDK call, we were assessing the parameter underscore base currency unconditionally, which might raise a key error, and maybe the error 500 with our lambda. So this change is to guard against any of these sort of failures, and also to avoid bad requests to the Amadeus API. So even if the currency exists but it's an empty string, sending currency is equal to blank can yield a 400 error from the Amadeus API. And the other point here is to do with the environmental toggle in relation to semantics, whereby we have hotel current underscore currency is equal to GPP. So we force GPP everywhere. If hotel underscore currency is blank, we're basically allowing Amadeus to return the native or local currency of the applied destination. So the change is to essentially keep the SDK and the REST parts consistent, and to future-proof color variations. So it's sort of a defensive configuration aware change that prevents unnecessary runtime errors, avoiding invalid API calls, and cleanly supports forced currency and local currency modes. So I've made the change to here, which is like so. And I think I now need to make the change to CDK. I think after that, the next one is the CDK change. So logs underscore stack.py, which is our CDK, which is a cloud development kit, which is used to create synthesize with CloudFormation in terms of deploying the resources within the cloud environment. So I need to make one change, and this change is to add a one-liner before the function. So I'm going to add that. The function for hotel agent. I'm going to add that here. Okay. That's one change there. And the other change is to I think at the end of that block, on this policy, bedrock, Google secrets grants, I'm going to add this other line. At the end as well. Okay. So this essentially says the hotels underscore currency environmental variable on the hotel agent lambda, which is our provider underscore Amadeus API. So that is essentially what we're trying to do here. And so with GPP, Amadeus is going to return GPP prices everywhere, irrespective of the location we are traveling to. So if later we want local currencies, we are going to deploy the value empty or remove that particular line. Okay, great. I was supposed to choose one and I put both. So I'll see what happens. If there is an issue, I'll remove one of them. So I'm going to save this, and I think the next thing to do is to change this to do downloads and do locks MCP full ci.sm.v2 underscore projects. Okay, so I want to see. These are all the changes we've done. I'm trying to push the changes across to GitHub, and definitely already made it to GitHub. Is more to do with deploying the changes on AWS, and we can test it out and see. Okay, so the job is complete. So let's try this out. Really? Okay, so we made the changes and we're still having some difficulty with price and availability, and this cuts across board, irrespective of the city. So even if we had to select London, which we're showing the prices before, we are getting price and availability as well. So we're going to try and see what further changes we can do. There is suggestion from some research that we can change some elements of code within the handler. We can also to apply changes there, and we're going to make those changes to see whether what I would like to do now is to reflect the prices irrespective of the currency. So for London, obviously we're going to get GPP. For Tokyo, we're going to be getting yen, and the others we're going to be getting the other countries as well. So let's try that and see whether that works. Okay. So the first change is to apply. So let's go there. So if we go to the hotel handler, we need to apply this change. I think we want to see the number of So I think previously we were logging the LAN hotels when hotels was a dick, which always looked like, say, 3. So we want now to count the cars that are returned. So that could help with some debugging. Okay. So it says I should remove this and I should remove the logger information. And I should normalize. So if instance hotels, this. So I'm removing these 2 pieces from the handler. We're gonna add this at the bottom to log that information. Also, okay. So that's one sorted there. And the other one is in the save preview. So what we're trying to change here is to add a loop that logs any card where estimated price or currency is missing. So also remove estimated price GPP from the preview. So why are we doing this? Because this is going to tell us which hotels we show price are unavailable in the UI, and we no longer are using the backend GPP conversion. So the estimated price GPP should disappear from the logs. Okay, so we're going to remove this. It's more like we're going to be adding something, then removing something else. That's essentially what we're doing. I'll just check this. Hotel counts. Then hotel list, preview, and save. And save preview list, so that's fine. Okay. So we're going to introduce this somewhere here. And aim to remove all the okay. Let's check that the save preview bits are all in sync. So we're gonna be removing British pounds, so that's fine. So we have name, hotel ID, estimated price, and currency. So that's fine. And which other one is this? Stop passing estimated price to the narrator. I'm going to be removing all the GBP references now and introducing the bits to do with currency there. Okay. What else is left? So let's save this. Let's check provider Amadeus. Request for a currency GPP. If currency requests. Okay. So I think this is fine. There's nothing to change here. So stop. So I made changes to a few files, not just the Lambda handler for the hotel search. I also made changes to the normalize .js file, and the essence of that was, if you see here, it's all to do with alignment in relation to what is happening at the back end. So I included, which one is this? Looks like hotel. So yeah, I included the x dot estimated underscore price as an item there, as opposed to the specificity in relation to GPP. I also made changes to include, so the rationale behind that was to make the normalized objects to expose the new backend shape. All right. The other change I made was to ensure that the price extraction prefers the new field. So the x dot estimated underscore price, new backend and new backend field. I also try to leave the existing estimate underscore price GPP there, just as a fallback. In terms of the price extraction, currency extraction, I made that to be pretty much source driven, which is so, and that comes from the item first and then other known prices. So GPP will be the last dish attempt. It's a fallback there as well. And in terms of card components, so as well, here I included the estimated underscore price there as well. And that's one of the files I changed. Then the hotel card, which is very good for the look and feel of the GUI. I made I made this change here, and this was to make the price resolver to become more tolerant. So we're able to read in order the hotel.price, the hotel.estimate price, coming from the hotel.raw.estimate price, and for legacy purposes, we did have the hotel.raw.estimate underscore price underscore GPP. So that is left there for legacy purposes, and to provide the necessary fallbacks as required. Then the currency resolver reads from item instead of hard coding. So this bit here was going to be pulling the hotel.currency first, then raw shapes, then falls back to GPP if required. So the formatting uses the browser's I18N. So this essentially displays the formats within the international manner in which the international number format, the style, the currency, etc., etc. So we hope this works. So the backend sends the currency per item, whether that be in British pounds or euro for the European countries, or yen for Tokyo, Japan, if I was going to Tokyo. Then the normalizer preserves that field in each hotel. So the currency is returned on that particular object. The card reads hotel.currency with sensible fallbacks and formats with the international.number format. That makes the right symbol code shows up without any GPP only assumptions. So obviously, the net effect of this will be that if the API returns an estimated price of, say, 175.65 pence, and the currency happens to be in British pounds, the normalized item will be as follows. You have the price for that same amount, you have the estimated price for that same amount, and you have the currency, which is in Great British pounds. And at the end, the front end, which will provide insights onto the hotel card, will definitely render that same amount, maybe £175.65 pence for the stated city location, and also it will yield the currency symbol as well. Okay, so let's do like a quick search to see whether this has finally worked. I've committed all of these changes to GitHub, and I'll just do like a quick check to see whether it's actually working as promised. Okay. So it says top picks include tests property from blah blah blah, and meets your preferences. I can refine the search if you want to adjust the budget. So I think the narrative here is sort of a fallback. Let's try London. I think typically what would have happened was we should have integrated with another API to do with currency conversion in terms of the day rates, so you can get a feel of what the currency is within your location from where you're making the search, but I wouldn't go into that for now. So this one works. So we have the currency in sterling, and it says for your stay in London for October 31st to November 3rd, 2025, we have 2 Marriott hotel options available. The Hotel Marriott London Regent's Park offers a more budget-friendly choice at an estimated price of £171. Blah, blah, blah. For those seeking a more luxurious experience, the London Marriott Hotel Park Lane is available at around £484 per night. Both hotels are well located in London, with the Regent's Park property situated further north. Unfortunately, we don't have information about specific amenities for these hotels, but both offer the quality associated with the Marriott brand. To help you decide, I recommend checking the exact locations and proximity to your planned activities in London. So let's try London again. Let's try maybe £10,000. Let's see whether we will see something different. Okay. This makes good sense. Let's try Dubai. Okay. It's interesting why it's not hitting the LLMs as you will expect for each of the searches. It's sort of on and off. So the LLM now comes back and says, "Hello, I've found." It displays it and the request timeout. So obviously a bug is this request timeout, and I'm gonna look to sort that out as well. Already load is failing. very finicky. Okay, so thank you. I think the next bug we're going to try to resolve is to make sure that the budget set and the amount being displayed are all in sync. So we're going to look to resolve that. That's essentially the next bit of work we're going to do. Thank you.